artist, you need to be blanketed over all social media right now. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're not and you're listening to this, do that as soon as you're done listening to this.
Mastermind family, welcome back to the show. I am your host, JoJo, and today's Artist Motivation, where we bring out the hottest and latest artists and allow them to share their perspective and also provide motivation and hope so that you can go out and inspire and create other things in your work. And today's special guest is Dallas Anderson. Dallas, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? I'm doing well.
Awesome. And before we get the show started, we got to get the sound off call for the day, right? Mastermind family in the building. And so, Dallas, tell a little bit about yourself and to the people and, provide us a brief introduction of yourself.
All right. Well, yeah. Like you said, I'm Dallas. I go by ifollowturtles. And yeah, I like to draw, take pictures and stuff.
Awesome, man. So Dallas, tell us, how did you get started on your journey as an artist, photographer, how did you get started?
I grew up out in Colorado, out in the country, and I got older siblings, but they didn't live with me. We have a different mom, same dad. And so I had 10 acres of land that was pretty much just me and my dog. Closest friend was probably 5 miles away. And so I spent a lot of time just with my imagination and drawing. And I was drawing ever since I could hold a pencil. And that's what I did. I watched Ninja Turtles and He-Man and DuckTales and Gargoyles, and I drew.
That is awesome.
But yeah, it just kind of evolved. I was blessed with a gift. Everybody and anybody can draw and can create, but it just comes a little bit easier for me. And I've just always kept with it. I've gone to, when I was a kid, I did a bunch of art schools out of Ink Spinner Art School. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up actually in the 4th grade, I got a scholarship to take Bemis art classes at the Colorado College campus.
Yeah.
And that lasted for 2 classes, and they ended up kicking me out because I was too hyper. And
my goodness, what?
So then I just started drawing again. But then I took a big break, pretty much when puberty happened. Mm-hmm. I found sports and girls. And so the only time I'd really draw then, is if I was trying to draw a girl's name or try to impress her or something, then I'd always be doodling in class.
Dang.
And then it's been an off and on journey. Art is rough because whenever you're creating, whenever you're putting anything down on paper, you're putting yourself down. You are taking stuff from inside you and trying to show it to the world. And then when you're not getting as much feedback, most of us don't get, it's so easy to give up on and get down on yourself.
That's so true, man.
So I took a break, and then everybody's like, well, you should be a tattoo artist. So then I went and I apprenticed for that, and I did tattooing for a little while, and that wasn't any fun. it's when you think of tattooing and tattoo artists,
right?
I'm an artist and I want to get out there and I want to create and I want to put my stuff out there, and that's not really what you do as a tattoo artist. As a tattoo artist, people come with their own
special
ideas.
Yep.
Yeah, they already have somebody draw it up for them that they know, or they found something on Pinterest, and then they're haggling with you that they want it for $20, but you got bills that you got to pay to, and so that just wasn't any fun. So then that was about 2013, and I got out of it then. Damn. And then I just jumped back in, and it's been taking off. I hit up social media, and I'm you know what? I'm in my 30s now. I've wasted way too much time with this talent that was given to me, so let's just see what happens. And every day is just progressing, and it's just awesome. I'm pissed I didn't do this 20 years ago,
Well, that's usually what happens. With talent, we kind of take it for granted. We're you know, I know I got this and it's really easy, but, you know, I kind of want to, like, you know, explore and do other things, and, you know, and you should experiment, right? Because you never know what you don't know until you try it, right? And so you have the experience, and you're like, well, you know, I've done that. Well, let me get focused on what I should have done, you know, 20 years ago. But it's a good learning experience for me, though, right?
Yeah, for sure. And if anything, I think that's what everybody should do in their 20s. Like, in your 20s, that's when you should be broke, staying on a friend's couch, and doing everything that you can. Like,
yeah, you know, and just exploring and just having different experiences. You know, now it's not a life that, you know, most people like, because, you know, that everybody's like, you know, that's too humbling for me. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you want to, you know, kind of have free range, you know, that's sometimes what you have to do, you know. But
yeah, exactly. Like, you kind of need to get humbled to even realize what you even really want.
Exactly my point, man. That's crazy. So, like, you know, with the, I imagine as an artist, you know, going through your journey to where you're at, you must have experienced, you know, a lot of negativity, you know, and just how did you get past it, if you dealt with any negativity?
Well, I mean, negativity doesn't really come as much as an artist, I don't think. Like, the kind of cool thing about people is people don't really come out and tell you your stuff sucks, or like hits you with that negative until you're already on top. Mm-hmm. Like, they pretty much will just ignore you, and then and you're just like, oh, okay. So, but I'm like extra sensitive. Like, I'm that dude. So like, if you like ignore me and you're not like, oh man, that's the coolest picture I've ever seen, I'm all like, I rip it up. Like, I'm like, damn it. I need to try over. I need to do it right.
Oh my goodness, man, you take it to the extreme, huh? Okay.
Yeah, like super competitive too. Like, I mean, everything that I do and I try to be the best at. And so, yeah, like, if I'm not, it's almost like a praise is a must for me.
Okay.
And so then once you start moving up in levels, like, yeah, you just have to keep going.
That's true.
I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
Well, okay. Well, let's kind of help frame the conversation. So, like, you know, what did you do to get better as an artist? Like, you know, even though you just, you know, I know you have a lot of talent, but like, what did you do to like continue to cultivate it as you got back on this journey?
Well, you gotta draw every day, and you gotta realize what you're good at and what you aren't good at. And then the things that you aren't good at is the stuff that you have to start focusing on, and that's what you have to be drawing every day. So, I mean, I can draw cartoons all day long. And then, so I started doing some pencil shading and scenery. Mm-hmm. And then I focused on that, and then you try to intermingle the two. And then ink lines, and then my colors weren't so good, my color blends. And so then I started blending colors and blending markers the way you might blend paint. And then I'm focused on that for like a year. And like right now, a big thing I'm trying to focus on is like my backgrounds, because you got to have backgrounds, and everybody hates drawing backgrounds. Right, exactly.
I think that's like one of the most difficult things to do, to kind of put everything together in perspective. I mean, because you could have, you know, the most phenomenal character, but if your background is terrible, I mean, it just kind of throws everything down the drain.
Yeah, like there's people out there that can draw Spider-Man better than Todd McFarlane even.
Absolutely.
Because they can't do those details and those backgrounds and the buildings and stuff. They're just not needed.
Right. It's true. It's very true. So like, what are some of your favorite practices to do, you know, when you're drawing and stuff like that? Like, what would you say is your favorite practice to do?
I mean, it's hard to say like with art so much, because what you have to do is you have to like actually sit down and have a conversation with yourself like once a week. Mm-hmm. And you got to tell yourself like, this is what I did good this week, and this is what I did bad this week. This is what people liked to see. And so especially now with what social media is, you gotta say, I have to do more of that. And you're like, but this is where I sucked it up bad, so this is what I have to practice, and so this is what I have to spend 2 hours on every afternoon.
Okay.
Like the whole reason, if you jump on my Instagram account, ifollowturtles, you'll see I'm doing a sketch card every day now.
Yep.
And that was because like a lot of my pieces that I did, my bigger pieces, they take me like a week to do. And so I realized like I need to work on my timing. I need to draw faster. And so that's the whole reason I'm doing this 99 sketch card set. It's just the people like it and they're cool, but it's really just training for me to teach myself to draw faster.
That makes sense. I gotcha. Man, that's actually a good practice because it doesn't help whenever you're coming out with pieces and it takes you like a whole month to like put out one thing, and it's just like, well, people are gonna forget. They're like, well, who's this guy, right? Or who's this person?
Exactly.
Because you're not. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, because just because a piece takes you a month to do doesn't mean that it's worth 30 times more. I mean, we put so much time into our art, but it doesn't raise the value of what it is. And so if you actually want to try to make any money or move forward in art or practice in that way, and you have to get faster at it. And then same with Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. People love your content and they'll jump on, and especially we binge watch shows and we like to go through things and we like to see things in order now. If you're not doing a post every day, then people are going to forget about you by the end of the week.
Exactly.
And eventually you run out of art to post, so you got to be drawing fast.
Correct. I mean, you always have to stay innovative. You always have to stay up to, so this jumps into the next question. I mean, do you think social media plays an important role? And if so, what are some of the, platforms, you use on a regular, and how often do you use it?
Oh, I mean, social media for artists right now is number one. If you are an artist, you need to be blanketed over all social media right now. If you're not and you're listening to this, do that as soon as you're done listening to this. Because right now is our time because of social media. I mean, 10 years ago, the only way that you would find an artist is by going to a gallery or somebody that's in a comic book. And the only way you're going to be found as an artist is by building up this amazing portfolio and going from building to building to building until somebody would actually listen to you. But now with social media, anybody can be an artist and anybody can get your stuff out to the people. That's the whole reason Comic-Cons exploded the way it has. That's the whole reason people are doing sketch covers. That's the whole reason, this art explosion right now is because of social media. Instagram is the one for artists, I think. It's what I'm on all the time. Facebook's still really good, but Facebook kind of pulls you toward that older crowd.
Yep.
But the older crowd, they love art. I mean, you still gotta show that. YouTube, you gotta be on YouTube if you're making videos, you're trying to teach people anything or motivate people. Podcasts right now, even everybody's listening when they're running, when they're in their cars, when they're at work. So just to get out there and just even what you're doing with this artist motivation, I mean, you need to be over everything that you can.
That's very true. So how often do you use social media? How often do you use it?
At least twice a day. I'm on Instagram probably 3-4 times a day. Facebook once a day. I try to check in with my podcast once a week.
How often do you post?
I post at least once a day a picture. I try to also do something on my story once a day, and then sometimes twice a day.
That's awesome. So how do you keep the balance of all right, I got to get this amount of artwork done, and I got to stay active on my Instagram or Facebook, and at the same time, how do you engage with your audience? That's one of the hardest parts right now, because to be a current artist right now, I mean it's 80% business and 20% actually creating. And so you have to find those times when you can create, because you have to put that 80% of the time into the business to run your website and to get on social media, because if you're not seen and you're not heard, you're going to get forgotten. Exactly.
So the easier part is actually that 20% in creating. I mean, I am drawing all the time. I have a second job, which is actually my 9 to 5, but I call it my second job because this is what I do.
Yeah.
But I draw there all day long. When I go to the doctor's office, when I'm in the waiting room, I'm drawing. You know, like if you're getting your oil changed, I'm sitting there, I'm drawing. I mean,
you drawing everywhere.
Yeah, at Thanksgiving dinner, like everybody was talking in the living room, and then it got quiet for a second, and I busted out my sketchbook. My mom was like,
did.
"Really?"
No, you did.
You just gotta take advantage of what you can. And then, I mean, like, I don't suggest this, but I don't sleep that much either. Like, I heard this motivation thing from Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he's like I can't say it in Arnold tone, it just sounds stupid, but he's like, everybody needs 6 hours of sleep a night, and he's like, I know some of you will say no Arnold, I need 8, and I tell you guys, sleep faster. And like that stuck with me, and I was all like, okay, like 6 hours of sleep, I can live off 6 hours of sleep. But I mean, I'm lucky if I get like 4 hours of sleep sometime now, because like being an artist, I mean, you just get into it. And there's times where you look up at the clock, you're like, wow, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and I got to be up in an hour.
Right. I mean, and it you know, and that's the point that I want to point out. Just like everybody says, you know, well, I don't have enough time, and I'm like, well, I know you have to sleep, so let's just say 6. And then you gotta eat, so we'll just call it, 2 hours, however, combined. And then you do your 9 to 5, so that's another 8. But like, what are you doing from 6 to 2 in the morning, right?
Yeah, like you're sitting there binge watching Orange is the New Black. Like, go ahead and move forward with your dreams. Like, I got this tattoo on my inner left wrist, because I'm right-handed, so I can look down at my left wrist, and it just says "this moment." My brother passed away in 1997 of brain cancer, and he was only 26 years old at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, and it kind of, I mean, it messed with me for a very long time, but it helped me realize, like, you don't know what's gonna happen 2 minutes from now.
Right.
And what happened 2 minutes ago, you can't change.
Right.
So all you have is this moment. So why not make the best of it? Like, people complain they don't have time. But what are you doing right now? You're standing here talking to me.
Right.
Like, I don't mind being the antisocial kid sitting in the corner drawing sometimes. That means that 10 years from now, if I'm still here, I'm gonna be living how I want to live,
Exactly, and that's so true, man. Like, I mean, it's and I hate to use the word sacrifice, but just like kind of do and imagine what you would like to be doing in the future, but just do it in the now, so that when the time comes and it's here, and actualizes, then you're not worried about it, you're not complaining, you're not stressed. I mean, you're actually living the life that you created in your mind, and you were picturing it, and you were doing it. There's action behind it, and you being off in the corner. And it's funny you use that that analogy, but it's like sometimes you do have to be off in that corner while everybody's kind of blabbing off like you did at Thanksgiving. You just kind of whipped it out and started drawing. Like, I mean, I literally, that's what I did. I mean, I whipped out my laptop. I was like, if nothing's happening, if nobody's talking about anything.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna whip it out.
Worst case scenario, I got a minute and a half right now, and I can shade that side of that guy's neck.
Right.
Like that. I'm that much closer to finishing this piece rather than just sitting here in the quiet.
Exactly. And
I mean, you might think it's rough in the time, but 10 years from now, you're not going to remember how rough it was. You're going to remember like how awesome it is now due to the work that you put in.
Exactly. That's awesome. So like, how do you promote your work / get your name out there as an artist? What do you do?
Pretty much like I said, I'm on social media like 4 times a day. I'm like, the coolest thing about social media too is like you also intermingle with so many other artists. Like when you put something down and you tell them that their stuff's dope, and then they tell you that your stuff's dope, and then next thing you have this collab project that you're working on, a Snake Eyes versus Storm Shadow with somebody that's in Brazil that you think is a way better artist than you. Like, and then you just talk to other artists, and then when you're on there, there's a lot of people that want to be in this world, but they don't want to be the creators. And so there's a lot of like producers or directors out there too, and so they'll reach out to you, and like I'm trying to build my own portfolios and even see what direction I want to go in right now. I don't even know what art I'll be doing next year. Like, I'm trying like 12 different things, but that's how I've gotten into my 4 art shows, is just by people asking me if I'd be in them. I'm not even to the point where I'm asking to be in art shows yet.
Right.
But I'm getting in an art show every month just because I'm making a daily post.
Yeah. And that's amazing. And that's what comes with doing the work, is, opportunities get open to you. And
exactly.
That's awesome. Have you found like being in those art shows to be like pretty exciting and just like so surreal?
Yeah, like like my first art show, like I was sitting there and I'm like, and I mean my very first art show was just like 3 months ago. Like, and like I was like shaking, like there's all these people, and then by the time it starts, like when the people come up to you and they're just like in awe at your wall of art, and they're talking to you and they're pointing out what your piece that you drew actually means to them, like it completely just, I mean, I don't even know what word to say, humbles you, I guess. I mean, you feel it's the best feeling you can feel.
Wow.
Like, and I've been fortunate. I've done like 4 different types of shows. So I've done like a gallery show. I've done like the little side swap meet type show. Like, so I'm even getting the gist of what different types of shows there are and what different type of environments you want to be in. I'm getting to know different types of people and the different worlds of art. It's amazing how big this world is. Like, when you just start and you're just doodling on a sketchbook or painting on a canvas and it's just you, but once like you start opening those doors, and those doors open to bigger doors and to bigger doors, and you realize like the art society is, I mean, it's
huge. It's
yeah.
huge. It's huge. That's the thing. And people shouldn't be afraid to just kind of put their stuff out there. Like, yeah, just get started by putting your stuff out there. I mean, that's what they do. No matter what your stuff is, there's somebody out there that likes it. Exactly. And
like, there's 7.7 billion people on this planet. And even if you draw a straight line and put a red dot at the bottom of the straight line and then a blue circle under that red dot,
somebody's gonna like it.
13 people out of that 7.7 billion that'll be like, that's cool.
Right. 100%. And that's the thing, you never know. That's cool. So like, I guess what keeps you motivated to like finish your work or just continue to work on your stuff? Because I know there may be some high times, there may be some low times, but what actually keeps you motivated?
What really like keeps me motivated is motivating others. Like I guess it's just being in my 30s now, like, and the fact that I feel I did waste so much time. Like when I do, like, I get tagged in posts and there's like these 12-year-old kids somewhere in the world that are trying to redraw one of my drawings from Instagram. Like I'm like, that's the shit. Like, that's what it's about. And so like it's really just the people and that positive feedback that keeps you up. And then it doesn't always keep coming, and that's when you just have to buckle down, work harder, and then reevaluate what you need to do to get it to come back.
Absolutely. So like, are you expecting to be in any type of like convention in the near future, or do you even do those type of things? Like are you?
I don't even know. Like, I was thinking that might be the next show that I'm gonna try out. Like, I'm thinking I'm gonna see if I can hit up one of these Arizona Comic Cons out here and get a table.
You should do that. It's just another avenue. That's all I'm saying.
Well, but I am sending a weekly request to Nickelodeon to try to get my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles license. So anybody from Nickelodeon listening to this, open one of those 1,300 emails.
That's awesome.
Hook me up.
That's
Hook
awesome.
me up.
We're making a point to, like, send this out to Nickelodeon to say, make sure you read this guy's email and listen to the show. So
hey, Nickelodeon, look at ifollowturtles on Instagram.
There you go.
I draw Ninja Turtles pretty cool.
There you go. Nice, Dallas. So okay. So what would you say that's your, like, one of your biggest influences is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or what other, I guess, cartoon show has, like, really, like, stuck with you?
Oh man, like, yeah, Ninja Turtles. Before Ninja Turtles was He-Man.
Okay.
And then He-Man went off air, and I was very, very sad. But then they were replaced by Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
And that was my jam. And then X-Men came on TV in '92.
Yep.
And yes, and then I was like, well, let me get into comic books, and that's when I started collecting comic books. And mainly a Marvel, DC, and Image guy. Mm-hmm. I guess that's pretty much everybody, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, and then what else? G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. Okay.
Man, like, I was really big into cards as a kid. Mm-hmm. So, like, I got the complete set of the 1992 and 1993 Marvel Masterpiece cards. And I mean, I remember I just flipped through those cards in awe for hours. Like I want to draw like that. I still have them. I still even reference
Do you really?
them in my art. Yeah, I still even reference them in my art.
That's awesome. That's cool. So okay. So it's kind of like wrap this up, but, like, tell us what to expect or what's coming in the pipeline for you that you're working on.
Man, I wish I could. I am working on my sketch card set for Marvel right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, but they're of Marvel characters. We'll see where that goes. I'm at number 40. I'm going to get to 99. And then when I have a complete set, I'm going to actually make them into some cards, I think. And then I got, like I said, 12 different avenues I'm doing right now. Mm-hmm. And I've been kind of leaving that up to the people on Instagram a little bit. When I finish a piece, I've always been posting, what do you guys want us to see next? Would you rather I do a Splinter or an Aquaman? Was the last one I did. Aquaman won by 51%, so I'm going to be starting on Aquaman today after I finish up Kevin Garnett, because a friend of mine suggested you need to do some sports figures. I got some painting projects I want to do. I need to get back into painting. So I want to see if I can get those at some shows out here in Arizona.
Okay.
I'm working on a jacket for Nico's Phoenix. He's an R&B artist out of Detroit, currently out here in AZ.
Ooh.
So check out his music. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Tap-In's my favorite.
Tap-In. Okay. I see.
But
you got some interesting projects that you're working on then. Okay.
Yeah. So right now I'm just trying to be what do they say? A jack of all trades and master of none.
Mm-hmm. Jack of all trades, master of none. All right.
And then just see where I end up.
I got you. Okay, so, like, what are, like, I guess, what are some final words of wisdom you would like to impart on the show?
If you want to create anything at all, do it. No, yeah, like
I'm like, oh man.
No, but for real, like, anybody can create, and if you want to be an artist in any way, you just have to work towards it. Just practice every day, and start even right now. Don't say, okay, well, I'll start practicing every day, and then once I get good enough, I'll start showing it to people. No, start showing them right now. If you're going out, you're buying your very first sketchbook right now, make that post and show them where you're buying it and what pencil you're buying to go with it. Post everything you do. Post everything you do. People will follow you, and then you'll learn your niche.
Ooh, I like that. That's some good words of wisdom, man. That is really good. Well, that's awesome. Mastermind family, that is going to do it for the show. We hope you enjoyed the special guest, Dallas Anderson, for providing perspective, his story, and just hope to the people. We want you guys to go out there, create and inspire other people just like Dallas is doing. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and share this video with everyone. And Dallas, tell the people again, what are your handles and where can the people find you?
I follow Turtles. Instagram, Facebook, podcasts. Pretty much if you Google I Follow Turtles, all one word, that's me.
Excellent. And that is going to do it for the show. We'll see you guys on the next episode.